Episode 6.
Hola, it's Buddha over here, and you know what it is. This is the Maverick Show, and this is episode 6. And of course, today it's a special day because we have the first lady of the season. So we have an actress. We also have a teacher, facilitator. What else? Writer. Storyteller. We have that in the building. We have Actress better known as Matilda on Gqeberha. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Looking good with the shades on.
Oh, thank you. A friend of mine was like, you know what, these look so good on you. Then they said I could wear them.
I'm that friend, guys. I'm that friend. It's like, can you get shades now? I was like, you know what? I'll help the poor kids in Africa look cute, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But yeah, welcome to the show. Sizo Mengoya front and then Sipinde Sibuye. So first time I met you was Eland. We were shooting somewhere. I was Eland's sound assistant. So we walk into the building because I shoot there. They're like, okay, I'm like, I met this chick, huge personality. I got joking. I'm like, at first I almost got offended because I asked, I'm like, do you give me consent to land to make you up? You're like, no. I'm like, hey, because I'm relatively new in the space as well. I was like, hey, what are we dealing with here? And then, of course, then on, I was like, oh, she's super cool. And Gqeberha, now shooting somewhere else as well. I'm like, you know what? I think we need to have her in the pod. So yeah, welcome to the pod.
Thank you. And the fact that I'm the first girl. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Boom, 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 boom.
Boom, 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 boom.
So yeah, you did mention you from Kwatsolo, right? Like, how do you land in Gqeberha? I'm just curious about that part.
It's Kutsolo. Kutsolo, not Kwatsolo. Okay. Yes, Kutsolo. I was born in Mthatha, and then obviously Abazali. Do we speak Xhosa? Do we speak English? Do you use? Can you beep? Or can you guys gonna beep it out if I accidentally slip a word?
Positive CL, or not, but yeah.
Okay, I just need to make sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, Abazali obviously. They came this side. So first, before PE, we stayed in Cradock. And then after Cradock, we stayed in St. Albans. So both my parents worked for correctional services. So I started staying in St. Albans. I like lying to people. Yeah, I like joking. Yeah, but as you're also saying, like when I said no. So I like joking to people and say, guys, I grew up in prison. And they're like, wait. Yeah, but they're like, wait, what do you mean? And I'm like, didn't you guys know that if a woman is arrested and goes to a prison while they are pregnant, they're given the opportunity to raise their kid until, like, I don't know, 3 years. Yeah, but and then they have to let go from Danabo. So I'd always say, no, I was born in prison, but it's a lie. It just makes everything like seem fun and stuff. Yeah. So parents working in PE. So then after St. Albans, we moved to Kabiga, and that's where I've been. Yeah.
Dad wasn't Eland umfundis.
Yeah.
So ungenapo bufundis then can you side hustle? Correctional service. Let me push the church on a Sunday.
I mean, the thing about the correctional service, I think people need to look at it as it's like a rehabilitation center. Yeah, well, so they're not just wardens, they're nurses, they're lawyers, they're social workers, they're psychiatrists. They are. So my dad was a chaplain. So he would work closely with the prisoners to help them in this whole rehabilitation process that they're in. So my mom was a nurse in the prison, and then my dad was the chaplain.
Oh, okay. Because I'm sure a lot of people think what I think, the big thing about correctional service, like warden, by prison ward.
I mean, when I was like in grade 1, I used to say, "No, my dad, the police, the police."
That's where he's at. Yeah. So also, you know what, I'm curious, because I was going preparation, I was gonna ask you, what was it like growing up as like a pastor's kid? But at the same time, I'm like, no man, you don't ask that like a umdana umdu kubitra okanye as a pilot. It's never like an identity attached to it. So kuwe it's like your dad, but at the same time, like what's like the earliest memory of you remembering that, okay, that is sort of like important in the neighborhood, you know, we're sort of famous here, you know, like we're somebody's in here.
You know, I mean, I get where your question is coming from, because like it's a stereotype, you know, that, oh, pastors' kids are so wild, you know, but I always say, Oguba, I do the same things that you do. It's just that you've decided to put me on a pedestal and you think that I went to school with Uyesu, but I didn't, you know? Yeah. As you're saying, that was my dad's career. You know, that's his path. That was his calling. It shouldn't be my identity, but at the end of the day, we're humans, you know? We compare, we have expectations, so I get that question, yeah, well. But my dad has a very big personality. Bayamthanda abantu and naye uyabathanda abantu. I think my personality, I've taken it a lot from my dad.
From your dad, yes.
Even with acting, when people ask me how I started acting, I always say the reason why I started acting is because of my dad. Yeah, well, not that he said, oh, Danam, follow your dreams or anything, but it's just that I used to watch him and then watch, you know, the congregation get warmed up. So for me as a kid, I'd be like, that is a performance. I want to do that. I want to get people, you know, feeling like, but at the same time, my dad preaches a lot about getting up again. Like he believes in, like always, there's something that he also likes saying, you need to push, pray until something happens, you know? So he believes that So even with my storytelling, like I try to be very human about it. I try to highlight, at the end of the day, singabantu. Like I don't try to pretend like I'm perfect. I know that I'm not. I almost said I know that I'm perfect. I mean, I'm perfect with all my imperfections. Yeah, understand.
Okay, yeah, well put.
So. Even with me and my storytelling, I really try to highlight the human aspect of izinto and embracing the chaos, right? But my performances and my skits and everything that I do, it's always like an outlet for me to deal with whatever trauma I'm going through. So even my thesis, when I was doing your honors year, I was investigating how do you use performance to heal? Are you able to use a performance as a tool? So it was a practical exploration. So I did the research in terms of writing, and then also play. And that play was taking whatever I found with research and trying to see if
Okay, cool. Just to get the timelines right. So move from Credux to PE. This is when? What grade are you in?
Oh, I moved to St. Albans in 1998. Yeah, well.
Dang, you old.
Damn,
you're old.
You know?
So move on 98.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, yes, I've had a very interesting life.
Sure.
So in Mthatha, I was born in Mthatha. My mom was a student nurse in Mthatha. And we lived in a trailer park. Like, when I always like to joke, when I always make things, I exaggerate.
Is that a thing in South Africa, trailer parks?
Yeah, nanhlale caravanini, like my mom and I. And then my dad got a job in Credux, a correctional service. So he took my two brothers and my sister, and they were staying there. So once my mom was done, then my mom and I moved to Credux. Then after Credux, we moved to St. Albans. Then in 2005, we moved from St. Albans to Gqeberha. And now it's 2025, and we still stay in Gqeberha. So, yeah, 20 years. Yeah, well, then after I stayed in Gqeberha, I studied here. I went to Cape Town. In 2014, 15, 16, I dropped out.
Okay, wait, let's get. Ufunda high school.
So high school, so primary school, I was at Relland Park Primary. And then high school, Alexandra Road High. And then after Alex, I went to go study at UCT. Yeah, well, 2014, 15, 16. 2016, I dropped out.
What were you studying in UCT?
I was doing a BA law. Yes. It was fun. What a time to be alive. And LGBTQ and all of that things.
Why activist when?
Yeah. Bentendi human. Yeah, understand?
Okay.
Yeah. A believer with human experiences and all of that stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, understand? Yeah. So then I went to UCT, dropped out. 2016, I came back, and I was
I'm
like,
quite shy, by the way. Like, yo, UCT is like entry code.
no, I was that girl. I was smart, you know. Deputy head girl. I always say deputy head girl. 2013, you do the math. Yeah. You don't need to do the math. I'm 30. I'm 30. I'm 30.
Yeah.
Damn.
Damn.
I'm 30.
But yeah. UCT, yeah.
Came back from UCT, yeah. Then I had to figure my life out. And then, obviously, go to, okay, let's pick up where you left off. Must apply a NMMU, so le BA law. And I'm like, no way, Jose. No way. Like, I couldn't do it at all. Do you say couldn't or couldn't?
That does this accent.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was like, no, I can't do that. Like, in the Panzenda, like in Panzenda Pupa, like in again at UCT, because, and just depression of doing like something that I didn't love. Like, I stopped going to school. Like,
were you going through a phase where you're like, I don't want this, but also what do I do outside of this?
I mean, from the beginning, I've always known calling yam. Like, I've always known that this is a storyteller. Danthando linganiso dadam linganisa abantu ndibalise like ngihlale nabantu abadala. Hey mamele indaba ndibale. Then I go to my sister and ndiyozibalisa zishushu zinjalo, you know what I mean? They always knew that they could get tea from me, you know? And I'll do the different voices and everything, you know? So I've always known, but when I was in Cape Town, I think something happened. That
got you in Cape Town.
I mean, no,
like,
something.
I
don't want it anymore. No, yeah. I didn't want to be alive at that time. More than not even wanting to study. Like, I really didn't want to be alive. Something very, very tragic happened, and I just didn't know how to deal with my emotions and everything. And then I just started spiraling. Like, the one moment, this Valele Romaniam, I don't want to get out. Don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to do anything. Like, I used to pee in my sink just to avoid going out. That's how deep the depression was. And then after that, 3 weeks of just partying. So it was like either I'm sleeping or I'm in the streets. So that was a very, very difficult time. And then when it was low, it was very, very low. But shout out to my parents. I know they're not going to watch this, but I know abantu bazovabonis. and then they're gonna watch it.
Then you're gonna watch it.
You know? You know, but
Sure.
like shout out to my parents. Like they've honestly always been so supportive of me. Yes, umdana kuthiwa umdana akalahlwa, you know. Siyamosha sithini, and we do different things, but like my parents have been there from the beginning. Like even when I dropped out of UCT, I hadn't spoken like to them for a month. Like they've been trying to call me and everything, and for a whole month I hadn't been answering their calls, and not just them, like my sister, my brother, my cousin, bonke,
Literally off the grid, yeah.
and then they just decided to take a drive to Cape Town, from PE to Cape Town, bangene emotweni, and they came, and then they saw me. They were like, no way, asambe. So I literally, the day they arrived, I left UCT. You know, this was like in August 2016. Yeah, well. But they saved me. They really, really saved me. And I'll forever be grateful for that. Yeah, well. I think even my first tattoo, I got it on my ribs. And then it's just like their birth dates. Yeah, well, because I'm just like, I don't know why they're ribs, but that was my first tattoo, and I was just like, yes, don't guys, like I owe you my life. All the ribs, tattoo rib for two, yeah, well. So literally, I think that's,
I get the symbolism, yeah, and I get it.
Yeah. So yeah, so timeline then can go after.
After is
2017.
2017.
Yes, so I said I can't go to
But it was to finish law, yeah.
I was like, no. If you want me to drop out again, then yeah. So I was like, Mama, I want to act. And she's like, what you mean? I'm like, I told you from the beginning, because I did drama in high school. Yeah, well. So I was like, I told y'all. And then kengoku my investigations, and then the applier and the fumana. Never failed a subject, never failed a discipline. Finished in record time, did my honors in record time, got a bursary, started teaching, you know.
Started flourishing.
Yeah, but it happened organically. Ingati kubonelana kuthiwa for I know the plans that I have for you achubaw. So ibingati that's what, yeah, it's like I know everything, you know.
All the ducks were in a row.
Yeah. And there's no time wasted. I believe that there's no time wasted. Everything happens for a reason. I needed to go through whatever I went through in Cape Town. You know, I needed to drop out. I needed wonke storyline sakhe, you understand? And lando inceda nge-character development. You understand?
For sure.
Yeah.
It really builds up who you are.
Yeah.
So, because I was going to ask you in terms of that, but why did you choose the AFDA Alapa instead of the one in Cape Town and Eland? Because of course, first thing you think you want to act, you think about, okay, Gauteng. Of course, at least it's in the generation here to asiyenzi lando ba man khanga litrack as always uzoprenda fast nqako litrack okanye khwela inqwelo without ndondoni. You have a plan. School's always like the good excuse for you to move to Joburg, but you know there's proximity, there's also like lendo ifundayo, there's the industry's there as well. So when I be Lendoba, we're still recovering from Indoba Bushala Cape Town. You're like, you know what? But I want to be home until I finish. Was that the plan?
Like literally. And also imagine for my parents, they literally just went to go fetch me a gaba, you understand? And now send for pin and diambe. Months after that, you know, because this was like 2016, August, September. And then Gengoku, ibe the following year, basen qala iskolo again. So also me, I also knew that I needed the extra support. I needed to be at home, you know. I just needed like grounding. Yeah, well. So even going to Elendugen, even going to Joburg and stuff like that, I wasn't even thinking about it. But I did apply to a LISOF because it was between acting or designing. Yeah. But then
Designing what?
clothes.
Clothes, okay.
Yeah, I wanted to do fashion designing. Yeah, well, but they didn't take me. Babefuni EGD, net drawing, net portfolios.
I remember my friends like Mbalu design. You funa kwazoba for akudlala fa.
Was so.
Then you can't go.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's land. So you go to after, because I'm trying to see. You're like, okay, cool. What's next?
When I finished studying.
Studying is.
Oh, okay. So when I finished studying, that bursary that I had required me to pay back. You know, they wanted to pay back the money, you know.
Pay back the money, yes.
I had to pay it back with my services, you understand? So that opened a whole different career path also on its own. That's where the education, I don't know what else. That's where the education aspect of it, the training and facilitation aspect started. So I started with like tutorials and then teaching screen acting, like for television, and then also like stage acting, theater, media presenting, integrated voice and movement. So I worked there in 2021, 2022. Then in 2022, I auditioned while I was studying. I auditioned for Gqeberha the Empire. There was a time I was working 3 jobs. I'm like, damn, I'm working like I've got like 5 kids or something.
Where were you working?
You know, so I was doing Gqeberha. So with Gqeberha, I started off as a supporting character.
No, we're moving too fast.
Okay.
Firstly, how do we hear about the auditions?
The auditions, okay, okay. No, so the funny thing about Gqeberha the Empire is that the first time I saw auditions was on Instagram, right? But at the same time, people were sending it to me, like people who know me, yeah, because they were specific, looking for new talent, Xhosa speaking, don. Yeah, understand. So a lot of the people that know me, like some people would be sharing it on Instagram, by like with DMs, or WhatsApp, we understand, or so people were really pushing me about, girl, you need a audition, you understand? And I did. And then I think I went to Ilanduka callbacks. Then it went quiet. Ne? For like a year, food. Because also the auditions were being held at AFDA. Yeah, well, then like I think for a year it went quiet, but they hadn't said ukuba indoni isho abayenzai. And
there was no brief for specific things.
No, there wasn't. Yeah, well. And then ke ngoku ke baphinde ba post ukuba they looking for it, yabo, for actors. Then I auditioned again. Oh, yabo, and then I made callbacks, and then it went quiet. Oh, yabo. So like that was 4 times. Then ke ngoku the 5th time, they were going to use Ilanduka AFDA as an audition space, and they were using the theater. The theater is literally next door my office, yeah, well, because obviously I'm teaching there. And my head of department, who's also a friend of mine now, Atigumba, they having auditions, like you should consider doing it. And I was like, you know, I see the signs. Sometimes you see the signs, but still, yeah, but delusional sometimes, you know what I mean? So I was like, like, what more can I do? What can I do differently? Like, I'm like, clearly I'm not what they want, yeah, and that's the harsh reality of the industry. Yeah, but sometimes you're not what they're looking for, and it's not personal. It's not that you're not talented, but if the brief is looking for, like, if they're shooting something like A Woman King, and they want dark-skinned West African women who are warriors, why am I'm like literally the
don't fit the
opposite of
brief, yeah.
that. I'm light skinned. I'm not fit. I'm not athletic. You understand? So ndizoqumba njani uba ndifumana nge-role, but I didn't fit the brief, you know.
Yeah.
So I had to think to myself, okay, fine, maybe, and just maybe, I'm not what they're looking for, yabo. And then I don't know what changed my mind. And I was like, oh, you know what? It's not gonna hurt, you know.
You won't lose anything anyway.
I won't lose anything. And I wrote my own monologue, yabo, and ndafika pha nedrama. Ndafika nedrama, yabo. And even the casting director at that time, he looked up, and then he was like, I haven't looked up in a while since we've been having these auditions. Yeah. So then that's how a lot of knocking. There was a lot of knocking, yeah, bo. That's why I always say I don't get it when someone asks you, oh, I want to act, how do I do it? You know, and they expect you to say, oh, just. It's a one word answer. Oh no, Chomi, ndakufaka. Uyabo okanye ingathi nami ndiveske ndavuka one day ndathi hey yazi ntoni, come and act man, come and funa TV man, yeah, understand. So yeah, what was the question again?
No, iphendulile nobabindi the questions iphendulile. So we move now from first season happens, they give you a role. You like a supporting person.
Yes.
And then second season, what is the conversation like? And also what really moves Lamotion to say, okay, you're gonna get a bit more screen time than first season?
Honestly, I think sometimes, especially with shows, yabo, not just shows, just in life in general. I hope, just in life in general, I think we underestimate the power of the internet and the power of social media, right? To be honest with you, I think a lot of the reason why it went from supporting, it was still supporting, but as you're saying, more screen time, yeah, understand. It was the audience response. Because at the end of the day, whatever entertainment product that you make, whether it's a music video or it's a short film or documentary, you're not making it for yourself. You want, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As much as it's you, oh no, I'm expressing myself. As much as you're expressing yourself, but you want it to reach. Yeah, you want to learn. So I think with most of the reason why I received more screen time is because of the audience reaction. You know, what they were saying on Facebook, what they were saying on Twitter, you know, the feedback, and abantu feeling like, hey, Matilda feels like someone I know, you know, hey, Matilda feels like a friend, you know what I mean? Again, ndithemna mos storytelling yam ne ndithanda indoni a human connection, ndithanda, you know, like talking about what makes us human, like real life situations, yabo. That's why even like dangazigethe ezinye soapies andizoyibiza. Can we? Yeah. No. No, umzekelo, like good generations, ne? Back in the day, everyone was working ezweni communications. You know, everyone is like rich or tawu, non. And you consume that as a kid, you know. Not to say Guba they can't have, just because Google Grey's Anatomy and everyone is a doctor, everyone is gonna want to be a doctor, right? But there's also power in seeing people like you, yabo. What I mean by that, like, Anbugele TV and I see black people, I see black faces, I see black lives, I see black excellence and whatnot. That resonates more with me, uyabo. It makes me feel like, oh, okay, nam ndingayenza lento. Okanye, oh, okay, my feelings are valid. Oh, okay. belungu. Yabo, like ndiyayibona ba i-far-fetched le nto, uyabona?
Into engaphaya le.
Into engaphaya. These are not my problems, you understand? So I'm just saying, la nto ye-ezweni communication. Like it just seems so far-fetched, right? Also,
But you know what was like, okay,
Yes.
since Gqeberha generation, that's iconic. Remember, like, Pana Kailo pa, and same ba no bangan kaisa but ambazibukela manje wabona wathini. Remember, like, Katie went from like being a maid to being like a face of
La
La
Chocolate.
Chocolata, and then I'm like, okay, and then okay, listen, fine, okay, me like anything is possible. There's that guy now who Mazwi, he ran a spaza shop.
Sure.
And then now they recruited him as a Morocco. Hey, now this nigga is like empty of years with communications.
yes.
I'm like, okay, Pura, fine. We understand there might be like business acumen in these systems as Tila, but to run a media company on
You
that level
understand?
from his past, I was like, you
understand?
know what, man? We are pushing positivity. It's black excellence, so
Yes.
we can't yacht that. So shout outs to.
Shout out to Generations. No, but 8 o'clock used to be 8 o'clock.
No,
Sorry.
no.
Since we're here, can I please tell you my favorite scene from Generations?
But
How many times did you sleep with?
Is
Is it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times? Damn it, Dawo!
Oh man, I went mad on that. Yes.
Yeah.
But you know what now? Like when I start thinking about what soapies and what like South African television decreases some of the artists to do, if that's even like a correct word to use, because like I'm thinking what Tao is capable of, because we see it in like Jerusalem, which is essentially like the greatest South African movie. If you want to argue, well, you can't.
No, I am not arguing.
No, I'm just telling anyone if they
Yes,
want to argue. Yeah.
Nam, if they want to argue. Tsotsi, yes, it was great. But Jerusalem?
Jerusalem, you got taste. Yeah, boom. Jerusalem is like that movie. And of course, they gave him a platform. You would find sometimes like, Fedban Bafunuspan, like as actors and actresses. So you're like, if they shapa Mzansi Magic don't, you don't understand the storyline. You're like, Mam Jich and don't. You're gonna take the role, but like when it comes to the capabilities of what the actors and actresses Zetu can do, it's just like phenomenal. And I think is it a resources thing? Because you're in the industry, you would know it better.
I just got here.
No man doesn't.
I just got here. But I mean, listen, I think this applies with anything, not just acting. Ne? Brand. Brand. We understand. You need to know your brand. Yeah, but as an artist, we understand. So Mandenzo Mzekelo as an actor, right? Sometimes we talk about things about being typecast. Yeah, but just because I played a funny character on Gqeberha the Empire, now every time someone is thinking of a role, that's what they are going to do. Right? So there are some artists who thrive off of that. Think of Kevin Hart, Umzekelo. Kevin Hart, zonke movies like zifani. You understand? Or Ride Along, or ban, because he has chosen to embrace the fact that he's been considered a clown. Understand? But if Umnandi actor etukuba, I want to be a stunt, I don't know, I want action movies, you understand? What's my niche? Like, what do I choose? And I think a lot of the times, because I've found myself in those situations where, because being an artist is very difficult, because you work on gigs, so if you're not shooting a telenovela or whatever, like uzo sebenza for a period and then I'll sebenza for another period, understand? And sometimes you fall victim to just taking into just nje, understand?
Sebenza.
Because uqonba ndifuna nje okwesendana, understand? But you don't understand by doing that, you're also low-key decreasing your value. Oh yeah, understand? Because ngoku if ndizomane ndisenze gigs nje for uba ndifumane i-1,000, 1,000 or 2,000, whatever, I'm just making an example. Ndizode nam ndiqheleke as umntu nje, oh yeah, understand, or ovuma kwa gig, right? But you should be okay to saying no to things also as roles. Lando ndisicho like brand, like when afuneka uzikhethe.
No, like imali funa komali.
No, I get it. I get
no,
it.
No, and also
yes.
I'm not saying you should take anything,
Yes.
but I try to understand, have a little bit of grace for where some of these artists come from. They're like, I'll take this. How many times has that nigga came back? Yeah, barely mali. Generation. But shout outs to him, like he's a legend.
Yeah.
You know, right now, because of you've been to Cape Town, I said that right this time.
Yeah.
Because of, and this is a question I was thinking about, because I'm like, in terms of indao and triggers and artistry as well. And I remember having this conversation with a friend that every time, like with Gqeberha, because I'm in radio. So in Gqeberha, when I'm listening to your radio, and then feeling at like when I'm listening to umhlobo.
Yeah.
Like people are like really chilled and laid back, which is like essentially the vibe of the city.
Yes, yes.
Whereas in Gqeberha, like 947, the metro was just like,
yes.
We're back. This is what we're doing. We're moving on to the next thing, which is essentially resembles a lifestyle as well. Would you say in terms of film, you can also like sort of feel in doing a hlobo? Because I can see it in terms of land for Gqeberha as just the vibe of the city.
Come again?
Be slow, no.
I think yes.
So what I'm asking is, in terms of since I'm in radio, I'm saying I can feel it. I can tell when a radio is this one is in Mpumalanga.
Okay.
Just from listening to it, because I can tell the resonance with the place epan. Whereas you guys, I'm sure if you are planning to write something, I'm sure you have a location in mind.
Sure.
Cape Town. This is the vibe.
Sure.
In Gqeberha. Is there like is that also an intentional thing in film as well to think about in terms of vibe and I just don't have the technical film jargon for it, but sort of like a vibe and then like sort of like with New York as Gotham or London as James Bond-esque and
well, look. Hold on. My thoughts are going like this.
Yeah.
Okay. So like in terms of Lendo or Busiti, when you come here you feel like Gqeberha, right? Like the pace and whatnot. I don't think we've explored the Eastern Cape. Let me just talk about here. I don't think, because Ubuze example with Gqeberha and whatnot, I don't think that stories, I say Eastern Cape, have been explored enough. Even with technicalities, the film industry is very underdeveloped. Not to say ba ayiko. It's underdeveloped, but siyeza. It's brewing. Imbizi yaphekwa. You understand? Let them cook. Let us cook. So definitely, I mean, as you're saying, everything is a reflection of the geographics. You understand? Everything is really everything is based on each geographics, and also I went to film school, so like always when I would say to my students, you don't make things just for just. It always has to have irrelevance. to your relevant audience, to your relevant, it always has to do with the audience. And also like le story uyilendukayo uzama uyithetha, who is it directed to, your target market or whatever. Yeah, understand? But as you're saying, everything is made for its own purpose. It wouldn't make sense for mhlawumbi usenza ubomi baselalini. And like your editing choices, your editing choices, whether jump cuts or whatever, your pacing and whatnot, all of them, they're also part of the story. Those choices are also part of the narrative and the story. So I mean, I feel like uziphendulile. Like I feel like even ngokububuza question like uziphendulile. You know what I mean? It's supposed to represent the people.
Whatever,
and represent. But but technically, I do feel like Tina, we are a bit slow. Sise behind. But anditi as a movie. Understand? But I do say there's so many stories. So many. There are so many. But like sometimes didn't say but damn. Okay. I have a lot of friends, but also sometimes like we just like,
Okay, just outside of like the dark place you were in Cape Town, what do you like about Cape Town that PE doesn't have? And it shouldn't be anything of industry related, just like as a vibe of the city and stuff that you appreciate based on Uhlalapa.
So
and
for
also
example, yes. So in terms of like being on the coast and whatnot, I feel like PE in Cape Town are very similar. Like I love the coastal life. Understand. I wouldn't give it up for anything, right? However, obviously, PE is a small city. So these small city girls. Understand that. And then when you get to Cape Town is more like it's more expressive, it's more free. Understand that you can be a hippie, like in Dingafi, like a kapa ngama ngetsetse, like in khulula islang kube mnandi.
Telling English why
understand?
And people will get it.
Like walk barefoot, and not be afraid of uba umntu uzokujonga njani or whatnot, and then PE is fun, right? It's very laid back. Uyabona. A lot has been happening in terms of the digital side and the digital world, in terms of like young people starting to express themselves more. I mean, I'm in a podcast right now.
We are, baby.
So like there's a lot happening. However, I do sometimes feel like the circles in PE are very closed. Understand that. You find your people and you stick to your people. A lot of people aren't really open to collaborations, because everyone is fighting for the spotlight. Everyone is fighting to be the next big thing, right? But not understanding that the creative industry is supposed to be collaborative. Even if you want to make a film, you can't make a film by yourself. Yeah, you can. But like in terms of you're going to shoot it, you're going to edit it, you're going to act in it, you're going to do the sound, you're going to... You can, right? Can be an experiment, but that's not what it really is about. So in terms of the difference for me, I can say the difference creatively, like in terms of how creatives think. In Cape Town, people want to work with you. People want to come to your things, People want to support.
Cape Town is fire. I saw like coffee raves, like they really expressive and love being outdoors and doing stuff. Yeah.
And then with us, we do like doing things, but it's turned by exclusive. Ebona londo.
Yes.
And I need me.
Accept-
Okay, it's fine. You can be exclusive, but include me.
Ngashiyo wena cha. Bize nimi na
then
siba-
then
siba
singabe
shiye bona.
exclusive. Yeah, understand?
You know what I like as
Yes.
a creative, and just like I've never been to Cape Town.
Yeah.
I'll speak about Gqeberha. I was like, you have the freedom of being an artist or creative without the burden of becoming an activist. Like there's a level of activism that you always have, like like in this thing, like even right now, like,
Yeah.
and we can't help it because conversations are like even when we started the pod, I was like,
Yeah.
I really want us don't get this, like, guys, we must support each other, show up to the
Yeah.
shows. It's like the fans, give us the fans, then do. That's one of the things. But at the same time, it's like, cool, you burden too that we need to carry as creatives alapha. But since we did
No, yes, definitely. Excuse me, because like eKapa, umntu akanqeni uvula back door yakhe sibe ne art exhibition like right here. Yabo, umntu akanqeni, you know what I mean? Like you don't have to complicate things. Thina siyathanda complicate because ingathi we're trying to prove that I'm a creative. Like I'm really a creative. Like, yeah, bro. Like, I don't know. Like, yeah. And it is pretentious, but we try instead of
try
being.
too hard, yeah. We try too
We
hard
try
sometimes.
instead of being, yeah.
Let's talk about the land because it would be a disservice because we've explored a bit about Asiphezi, about
Yeah.
Matilda.
Are we talking about Matilda?
Yeah, because I really want us to sort of like address that because of fans zako. Like also because I'm trying to think because PE is like relatively small.
Yeah.
During that time or even now, were there certain spots that you were avoiding? Like in dawo zosela kanye zophuma that you were avoiding ba Asiphezi okanye
No.
Ntontolo okanye Matilda okanye you know what I mean, just for the sake of ubaleka la way.
No. I mean, okay. For me, it was weird, right? Because obviously I'm from PE. Oyabo. Okay, I'm not from PE, yo. That's contradict, Nkosi yami. I always
But it's fine.
I
We've
always,
adopted you
I
now.
always, no. I always fight. Like, said, no, you're from PE. And they do, no, I'm not a PE chick. Kaloku kuthiwa thina siko right. So, I'm not a PE hand. I'm
You're
not
not-
a PE hand. No, sorry.
Awulungena kula way, awumamashela sepha.
Sanifaka kulo category, right? But I grew up in PE,
Yeah.
right? So, for me, it was weird because when the show started, oyabo, and people started seeing.
Pregnant.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, sir. Alrighty.
Please get a
All right.